Well, good evening. This is Scott, or better known as Paco Bell, I guess. And over the past couple of years, had a lot of people ask what on earth a PDR is. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to tell you. PDR originated at the dawn of time. No, it actually started, we actually gave it a name when I was on my LDS mission in Kobe, Japan, and I had a companion named Eric Sharp, and Eric was a guy who enjoyed a nice carbonated beverage as much as I did, if not more, if that's at all possible. Anyway, we were in Kawanishi together for a month, and I remember one night, it was about midnight, and neither one of us could sleep, and we were he was in his room and I was in mine, and I heard him just say, "Hey, I could really go for a cold beverage." I said, "You know what, me too." And he said, "Let's make a run." So we called it a cold beverage run, and we left our apartment at 12:30 and just walked down the street to a Jito Hanbaiki, kind of a vending machine with sodas, and the drink that we had came in a really big can, kind of like the giant 24-ounce rock stars now you see. It was called Aqua Lemon Squash, and every day we would go out and get one of those drinks. And we always called it a CBR, a cold beverage run. And and it was funny because we actually came across a soda called Big Melon, BYG Melon. And again, it came in a big 24-ounce can. And this, I don't know if you've ever had melon soda, but I highly recommend it. It's, I guess you could say it's an acquired taste. But we each got a can of it, and we're enjoying it. And once we finished it, we were both sicker than a dog. It trashed us. And but the thing is, the next day we wanted another one, so we went out for a CBR, or a cold beverage run, to get our BYG melon fix. And we had this thing that if we ever saw a drink that we had never had before, we had to get it. Wouldn't matter if we were thirsty or not, we just had to get it, because it was something new, something different that we had never had. So day in and day out, I mean, we were spending so much money on these sodas, and we had this challenge for each other. Every time we got a new companion, we would seek out a BYG melon and kind of induct them into the cold beverage community. And and every time the newest companion would get horribly sick, and but thus initiated into the cold beverage family. Another funny thing about that is I was in the mission home. I was helping it with all the ins and out of the mission, and being in that role, I was able to contribute to the mission letter. It's kind of like a newsletter that went out to all the missionaries throughout the mission. And in one of them, I said, if you're hot, if you're tired, it's nothing a nice CBR can't handle. And a lot of people didn't understand. They're like, what does that mean, a cold beer? And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling a bunch of missionaries to go out and get a cold beer. But pretty awesome. But so, and that was about, a year out into my mission. And so I had a CBR every day, multiple times a day, for the last year of my mission. We just called it that. And so I have to really credit Eric Sharp. And I'll link you to his Facebook profile. He's a cool guy. Knows the power of the cold beverage. Anyway, so when I get home from my mission, I'm still drinking soda like crazy, but I just start calling it a drink run. And when I started working at the Summit Group, communications advertising PR firm in Salt Lake City, stop in and get a 44-ounce Dr. Pepper or Coke Zero on your way into work. Well, it started to catch on. People were like, I could really use a drink. I'm like, well, let's just go for a drink run. And so we started calling it a drink run again. And kind of turned into this daily thing, get into the office and go make a drink run with a group of coworkers. Well, one day, a coworker of mine, Jordan Howe, again, I'll link to him. He has this funny way about him, but likes to inject a level of sophistication, I guess. And he's like, let's make this a drink run, a proper drink run, or a beverage run. So we started calling it a proper beverage run, just to be crazy and try to sound all proper and that. And so with the adoption of Twitter and that, some of us started hashtagging PBR, and a lot of you will know what PBR is. It doesn't stand for proper beverage run. And so we just changed it to PDR, just a proper drink run. And so what that was, we started just saying around the office, oh, we're going to go make a PDR. People say, well, what's a PDR? It's a proper drink run. What's that? It's like, well, I'm thirsty. I'm going to go out and get a beverage. It's called a drink run, but it's a proper drink run. Because I'm actually leaving my office or leaving my house to go get a drink. So the traditional definition of a PDR is, if you're at home, you're thirsty, you leave to go get a drink. That's a PDR. You can't get one in your house. That's not a PDR. Or if you're running errands, out and about, driving around, you get thirsty, stop in at a gas station. It's a PDR. Now, originally it was just sodas. And, we're like, oh, we got to differentiate between sodas and beer and stuff. So we were going to say, we could call it a proper alcohol run. We don't want to have, hashtag par and all that stuff. So we just, when I say we, it was me, just said, you know what, PDR is all inclusive. Whether you're drinking a soda, glass of milk, a Dasani, or you go out and get yourself a vodka tonic, Samuel Adams on tap. If you go out to quench your thirst, that's a PDR. And as you can probably see, out in front of one of my favorite grocery stores here locally, Harm's Grocery, I'm going to go make a PDR. I'll shoot you a picture of what I get. So anyway, if you're out and about, you're thirsty, you're on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, hashtag your PDR. It's a proper drink run.